States-led wars in Afghanistan and Iraq cost the United States an estimated $4 trillion. Now we're learning that tens of millions of dollars were stolen as some members of the US military engaged in criminal activity. What caused trusted enlisted personnel and even some officers to steal, and how extensive was it? We begin with this report from CCTV's John Gilmore.
When the United States went to war in Afghanistan and Iraq, the money flowed. It cost hundreds of billions of dollars to keep the war machine rolling. Tanks, guns, bombs, bullets. It all added up quickly. Military contractors made fortunes, and soon even some members of the U.S. military started to take advantage too. According to a recent report by the Center for Public Integrity, at least 115 U.S. service members have been convicted since 2005 for crimes in Iraq and Afghanistan. The violations include stealing, rigging contracts, and taking bribes. That accounts for about $50 million in theft. More than 2 million U.S. troops have been deployed to the region since the U.S. went into Afghanistan in 2001. Many of those convicted had little or no previous criminal history, and some had even won awards for their service. So why did they turn to crime? Experts partly blame shortcomings in the U.S. military management of the war operation, an environment where heavy cash transactions were commonplace, where contracts were awarded hastily, and where oversight was insufficient. One inspector said, "The more money you throw into a weak rule of law situation, the more fraud you'll see." A prominent United States senator now running for president says the problem extends beyond the war zones of Iraq and Afghanistan. Bernie Sanders accuses the U.S. Defense Department of being linked to fraud.
That almost every major defense contractor in this country has, in one way or another, been involved in fraudulent dealings with the taxpayers of this country and the Department of Defense.
Meanwhile, experts say the level of fraud and theft could run much deeper. More than 300 active investigations involving about 30 members of the U.S. military are believed to be underway. Overall, losses involving the U.S. military, combined with contractors, civilians, and allied troops from other countries, could total in the billions of dollars. John Gilmore, CCTV, Washington.